Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and it's time for something a little different. If you were paying attention in July, you saw that Creative Memories had a promotion, and part of that promotion, along with the Rainbow Dots bags, was a Heartfelt Noteworthy Days bundle. This one came with papers with cut apart mats and stickers, and I thought, you know what, maybe you earned it. I hope you did. And if you didn't, you know what, start checking my community tab here on YouTube. Go to Instagram, go to Facebook, check my website, Creative Pages Hub, and you will not miss out on the next promotion. So I'm going to give you an idea for a page you can put together using our recent Heartfelt Noteworthy Days papers from this bundle. And I thought that might be something a little fun, a little different, and just come up with a fun page idea for all of you this summer while I'm getting ready to move into our house finally in San Antonio. So keep checking that community tab. Put a post for me and say hi. You all are allowed to post on my community tab now. So I've enjoyed seeing a couple of posts, but I'd love to see more. All right, how's about I give you all this page idea you can use with pretty much any collection. For my Heartfelt Noteworthy Days layout, we are going to be using papers both from the matte pack and the designer paper pack. I have picked this paper to use on both sides of my layout. Now, I did turn one of the papers, so you see how we have these two rings here going up to the right, and then I have two rings here going up to the left. So that's how I'm going to place these papers. Just so you know, it's up to you how you want to do yours, but I wanted to share just that movement. I think through the page works for me. One of the other things I did was I cut a 1-inch frame out of the tiled paper that has the mint X's or plaid on the back of it. And then I went ahead and I cut it on a diagonal. So there's no mitering or anything that happened here. I just took it and I cut it, and I do have a short that will show you how I did this. I will link it in the description box with this video. I had meant to put it into this video, and then I filmed in the wrong aperture. So it is now going to be a short where you can see how not only did I cut a 1-inch frame, but I also did cut it on the diagonal using our Creative Memories 12-inch trimmer. I do need to bring this a little bit closer so I can see it a little bit better to get this corner just lined up nice and tight, because of course we're putting a darker paper onto a really light paper, and we want it to cooperate nicely. Come on. I'm not sure why I'm having so many issues here. Down just a little over here. Apparently it's a little trickier than what I thought it was going to be. Here we go. It's coming down nicely. And now we just need it to go across this top part nicely. There we go. Okay. So my 1-inch frame on the left side of the page is going to go across the top and down the side. I also have some mats. And this one is a Catherine layout, so you're just going to have to bear with me here. I don't have a sketch to show you. It's just one I came up with. I saw this paper and I saw it with this, and I saw it with a couple of the mats, and I thought, you know, that actually is kind of a cool layout. So I have a 4x4 mat for the left side of the page, which was the speckled paper or splatter, and it has the gold stars on the back. So here, this is going like this. And then this one is half of one of the mats from the blue paper. So the mats that come with this pack are paper mats, if you will, and you will need to use your cut guide to make sure that you print them apart where you want to make sure you get them. Most of them are 4x6, but this one is 3x4. And my other two speckled mats here are 4x6, so this one's 4x6 here. And I'm going to bring it in about a 1/2 inch from the corner. And we'll do a 1/2 inch from our frame up here as well. My 4x4 is also going to be framed out by this other paper, about a 1/2 inch as well, maybe 3/8. Looks like I'm a little bit more narrow here on this right edge. There we go. This one looks a little crooked, so let me fix that. There's that one. And then this one is a 3x4, and of course I didn't put tape runner on it, so let me remedy that real quick. And this one's just going down here in this corner. And again, kind of following the sight line from the mat. And this one actually is going to have probably close to a 3/4 inch around it. This can be used for journaling if you want. It can be used as just a decorative element on the page. You can journal here on your page as well. We are going to add a sticker, and I'm going to pop it up. We're going to use this Celebrate Days Like These. Grab a couple of, this is where if you have foam tape still, not a bad idea to use it. A smaller one for this little pop out here, and one more for up over here. So we're celebrating some days. You know, this present could be just a gift of spending time with somebody. It doesn't have to be a birthday layout. You could turn it into a birthday layout. It just depends on what you want to do or what photos you want to add to this page, but just thought it'd be fun to give you all an idea with this collection. We had a bunch of white hearts in our sticker set, so I'm going to add this just to this pink area here coming off the edge. So I guess a mini cluster, if you will, maybe not. You could also put it up here on this tile if you want, but basically that is it for the left side of the page. Simple, but maybe a little dramatic, not overly. It's ready for my photos, and you know, like I said, 3 photos here, and you could easily cut down some photos through here as well. I thought about pulling out my scalloped heart border maker cartridge to use with this collection also. I think that would be a nice addition, but it would just be a matter of, you know, you could almost even add it to your frame, or you can add it through the center. I just didn't pack it. I'm still in between homes and working with what I have while we're at the Airbnb. So mats, this one is from the blue pack with the adventure on it, with the blue stripes on the back, the same as it was for the present on the left side. And then Forever Friends, because this one, I just couldn't resist. It matched what we have. It's from the brown pack. We're gonna place these down first across the top of our page. And then we're gonna add the rest of our frame secondary, because it's going to overlap part of our mat here, because these are 4x6 mats, and I just liked how this looked. So this is what we're doing, because you can see it kind of does have that little bit of contrast in here. You can see where those two things are. Whoops, sorry, got a little too close. Still not used to filming on my phone and being like, I usually can see it on my computer while I'm filming it, and I don't have that capability right now either. All right, I do have 2 other 4x6 mats in the speckled paper as well, with the gold stars on the back. So we have 4 4x6 mats and 1 4x4 from the speckled paper. We have 2 4x6 from our mat pack, and then the 3x4 on the other side. How's that for a summary of mats for you all? Here's the other half of my frame coming in. And this is gonna run into this bottom corner this time. It's just such a nice accent. I don't know, I thought about using this as a base page, but then I thought, what am I gonna put on it? And then all of a sudden the idea struck me, hey, you just showed how to cut a frame in a short. Why not do a frame? So this one's a little bit thinner than the one I showed. So bear in mind, this is a 1-inch. But I just think you just need that little extra pop of color to reinforce the colors through the speckles and the mattes and what we're adding to our page as well. But keeping it simple. Working with what I have and what came in this collection. And these two are going to be vertical. And we're gonna go again, this one is a little bit kind of closer to 3/4 here, maybe a 1/2 inch along the bottom and top. And this one's coming down here. Again, just a little bit more of a margin on this side. And that also means you can fit 3 photos between these 2 mats if you want as well. I'm always kind of testing those little barriers of, do I want to actually just stick the photos here? You could easily keep your writing here, or you can put photos, but you could easily fit a photo here over this part and leave your words if you want. That's up to you. There was a pink butterfly in our sticker pack that I'm going to add to the top here in between these 2 mats. So I'm just gonna put this in the middle, and I'm actually just gonna grab one of these little ones. And of course I put my powder tool away, but if you have the Creative Memories powder tool, this is a good one to use it on. Powder up your sticker so that way it doesn't drop onto your photos. To bring this down just a little bit so I make sure I get it in the seam, but above where, like I said, I would easily frame out really neat little photo there. And then finally we have our camera down here, and I'm gonna pop this one up as well because I think these are our elements that are adding some extra contrast to our page as well. And it's just gonna add to that sight lines, and with the squares throughout this lower page, it just kind of works. All right, how's about that? We are done with the right side of the page. And there's that. I'll bring them both in together and you can see how does that look. What do you think about my broken frame? I think that's what I'm gonna dub this one, the broken framed layout. And kind of fun. I'm just really kind of happy with how it turned out. I love the components just work because there was the pink here in the bow. I really just wanted to bring in the pink a little bit more on this side of the page, but we have it throughout the frame also. And then let's celebrate some days like these. All right, y'all leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this one. I don't have a card for this particular collection. Maybe that's something to come. If you all would like to see me do some cards with this collection, just drop me a comment and let me know, and I will do my best to get some out and some ideas to you later this month. I will see you all next time.